My father,
his most powerful protector.
there's no way.
Ivanka Trump was born on October 30th, 1981, in Manhattan, New York City, into one of the most recognized and scrutinized families in modern American history. She is the second child of Donald J. Trump, a real estate mogul turned U.S. president, and Ivanka Trump, a Czech-American former model and businesswoman. Ivanka's upbringing was marked by privilege and proximity to immense power. Her father, at the height of his career in the 1980s, was a prominent figure in New York's real estate scene, known for his ambitious projects and bold persona. Ivanka's mother, Ivana, was a strong figure herself, contributing significantly to the Trump business ventures and bringing her European sensibilities to the public's perception of the family. 5 negatives. Tense relationship with staff. While Ivanka projected a polished, composed image in public, insiders have reported instances where her interactions with White House staff and colleagues were less than amicable. Reports suggested moments of behind-the-scenes tension where she was perceived as demanding and uncompromising in her approach to projects and initiatives. Questionable business ethics. During her tenure with the Trump Organization and her own brand, allegations arose about connections to international projects with dubious ethical implications, including deals with countries that faced corruption accusations. Such partnerships occasionally skirted the line between legitimate business ventures and potentially problematic relationships, family disputes and rivalries. Despite the image of a united front, sources close to the Trump family have hinted at deep-seated rivalries among siblings, particularly related to positions of power and influence within their father's empire. Ivanka was often viewed as her father's favorite, which sparked internal competition and discord. Criticism for superficial policies. Though she championed various social causes like paid family leave, critics and insiders argued that her involvement often lacked depth and meaningful results, serving more as a facade for public relations than genuine policymaking. Allegations of cultural insensitivity. Ivanka's fashion line faced backlash for appropriating cultural symbols in some of its products, without proper acknowledgement or respect for their origins, further fueling criticism of her as disconnected from the diverse realities of her consumer base. 5 positives. Multilingual proficiency. Not widely known is Ivanka's capability in languages beyond English, particularly her conversational French, which she honed during her international travels and education. This allowed her to engage more effectively with foreign dignitaries and international clients. Philanthropic involvement. Despite critiques, Ivanka has quietly contributed to various philanthropic causes and has been involved in charity events focusing on children's health and education, often without media fanfare. Conversion to Judaism. Before marrying Jared Kushner, Ivanka made the significant decision to convert to Orthodox Judaism, an aspect of her life that represents a major personal transformation and demonstrates a level of commitment and adaptation that many outside her inner circle don't realize. Support for working mothers. Even amid critiques of her policies, Ivanka's push for paid family leave was one of the most consistent and prominent aspects of her work, sparking discussions that were absent in mainstream political conversations prior to her involvement. Strong business acumen. Ivanka wasn't merely a figurehead in the Trump Organization. She played an active role in strategic decisions, especially those related to branding and real estate. Her negotiation skills were praised by some who worked with her, underscoring her capability to manage complex business deals. These nuanced and lesser-known aspects of Ivanka Trump's life and career create a complex image that keeps audiences questioning and intrigued. Growing up in the spotlight, Ivanka experienced a life replete with luxury, high-profile acquaintances, and exclusive education. She attended Chapin School until age 15 before transferring to Choate Rosemary Hall, a prestigious boarding school in Connecticut. While her upbringing appeared idyllic, it was not without its challenges. The divorce of her parents in 1992, heavily covered by the media, left an imprint on Ivanka and shaped her future outlook on family and public life. Ivanka's early career choices were influenced by the towering figure of her father, but also by her own ambitions. After graduating from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania in 2004 with a degree in economics, Ivanka stepped into the business world, aligning herself with the Trump Organization. Her rise within the company was swift. She displayed a keen aptitude for branding and development, quickly becoming one of the most trusted members of her father's business empire. However, critics often questioned the merit of her position, attributing her rapid ascent to nepotism rather than competence. The facade of success within the Trump Organization masked controversies that would later surface. Ivanka, alongside her brothers Donald Jr. and Eric, faced scrutiny over business deals that some argued were mired in conflicts of interest and dubious practices. Notably, the Trump International Hotel and Tower project in Baku, Azerbaijan, raised questions about partnerships that allegedly involved money laundering and connections to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard. Although no direct evidence implicated Ivanka in any wrongdoing, her association with such projects brought her business ethics under public scrutiny. Despite these challenges, Ivanka managed to cultivate an image of poise and modern femininity. Her foray into fashion and lifestyle branding with her self-titled line of clothing and accessories initially garnered success, appealing to working women who aspired to emulate her polished image. However, this endeavor was not immune to criticism. Reports of labor practices in factories producing her line emerged, with allegations of underpayment and poor working conditions contradicting her carefully crafted image as an advocate for women's empowerment. Ivanka's relationship with Jared Kushner, whom she married in 2009, became another defining aspect of her life. The couple's marriage was a union of influential dynasties. Kushner, an heir to a real estate fortune and future senior advisor in the Trump administration, shared Ivanka's ambition and appetite for influence. Before their marriage, Ivanka converted to Orthodox Judaism, signaling a profound shift in her personal and religious identity. The couple's life in the spotlight, punctuated by their involvement in high-profile political and business events, often drew criticism. Their decision-making and roles in her father's administration were subjects of intense debate, with many questioning the ethics of their appointments and whether their presence signified a breach of political norms concerning nepotism. Ivanka and Jared's presence in the White House as senior advisors to President Donald Trump during his term from 2017 to 2021 drew sharp criticism and attention. Ivanka's portfolio included workforce development, women's economic empowerment, and job creation, while she championed initiatives such as paid family leave and workplace equality. Detractors argued that her policy work was superficial, lacking tangible outcomes. Furthermore, her participation in diplomatic visits and meetings with foreign leaders led to accusations of overstepping boundaries typically reserved for more experienced public servants. The lavish lifestyle that Ivanka led as both a businesswoman and a political figure was often showcased in tabloid spreads and social media posts. Luxury residences in Manhattan, access to private jets, and vacations in exclusive locales were juxtaposed with her public role advocating for American families and economic opportunity. This dichotomy fueled criticism that she was out of touch with the average citizen's struggles. Despite her policy-focused rhetoric aimed at blue-collar and middle-class Americans, Ivanka's involvement in her father's administration also came under scrutiny when examining potential breaches of ethical standards and conflicts of interest. Reports noted her continued ownership stake in the Trump Organization while serving in the White House, a point of contention among ethics watchdogs. Moreover, her diplomatic presence, such as attending the 2019 G20 summit, often provoked incredulity among career diplomats and critics who felt that her inclusion was unwarranted and an affront to established political protocols. Despite these controversies, Ivanka cultivated a persona of polished resilience. Her physical appearance, often described as statuesque with blonde hair and a tailored wardrobe, complemented her public image as a composed and determined figure. Fluent in English and proficient in French, she presented herself as worldly and educated, traits that further distinguished her from some members of her extended family. Yet, Her critics argued that this carefully curated image was emblematic of the Trump family's penchant for optics over substance. Ivanka's net worth, accumulated through her business ventures, investments, and White House role, was estimated to be significant, though precise figures varied. Upon her departure from the White House in January 2021, Ivanka, Jared, and their children relocated to Florida, securing a plot of land on Miami's exclusive Indian Creek Island, also known as the billionaire's bunker. Here, the couple continued their business endeavors and maintained a relatively lower public profile. Ivanka's legacy remains a contentious topic, defined by her strategic navigation of the intersections between business, politics, and public perception. The wealth she amassed, tied closely to the Trump family's brand and influence, continues to be a focal point of public and media interest as of now. She remains alive and active, her future engagements watched with both anticipation and skepticism by admirers and detractors alike. Rare facts about Ivanka Trump that may surprise some include her early stint as a model, her multilingual capabilities, her conversion to Judaism before marrying Jared Kushner, and her role as a principal advisor during her father's highly divisive presidency. Additionally, few know that Ivanka once authored a self-help book, Women Who Work, which drew mixed reviews for its perceived lack of connection to the realities of most working women. In the culmination of her career, Ivanka Trump remains a polarizing figure. She navigated through power, influence, and wealth, leaving behind a complex legacy that reflects the intricacies of her upbringing and ambitions. Although documentaries and biographical films about her remain rare compared to other political figures, her life and career continue to be dissected in political analyses and journalistic retrospectives. Ivanka Trump's wealth has been a point of significant public curiosity and speculation. Estimates of her net worth have fluctuated over the years, with figures around $300 million to $375 million being commonly cited during her most active years in the Trump Organization and the White House. Here is a breakdown of where her wealth originated, how it was distributed, and the types of properties and assets she held. Sources of wealth. Trump Organization. Ivanka's early career saw her working closely with her father's real estate empire, contributing significantly to its growth. Her earnings from the Trump Organization included both salary and bonuses tied to her role in overseeing major real estate projects, branding, and strategic business initiatives. Ivanka Trump Collection. She founded and managed her own successful fashion line, which included clothing, shoes, and accessories. Although the brand faced criticism and was eventually shut down in 2018, it was profitable during its peak years, generating millions in revenue. Book royalties. Ivanka authored The Trump Card, Playing to Win in Work and Life and Women Who Work, Rewriting the Rules for Success, which added to her wealth through advances and royalties. Investment returns. Ivanka held various investments, including stakes in technology startups and other business ventures, which brought in returns over the years. White House and advisory role. Although Ivanka did not take a salary as a senior advisor during her time in the White House, her visibility and connections during that period enhanced her overall brand and business opportunities. Post office. Types of properties and locations. Residential real estate. Ivanka and her husband, Jared Kushner, owned high-end properties, including a luxury apartment in Manhattan's Upper East Side, an estate in Bedminster, New Jersey, near Trump's golf course, and a significant property in Washington, D.C. when they moved there for her advisory role in the White House. Condominiums and apartments. She previously owned properties in Trump-branded buildings, including units in Trump Park Avenue and other luxury residential projects. Miami and Florida holdings. Ivanka and Jared invested in properties in Miami, particularly following their post-White House move, with a known property on Indian Creek Island, often dubbed the billionaire's bunker, for its exclusivity. International investments. Though not as public, some reports have indicated investments tied to real estate or business ventures in cities like Dubai and global business hubs where Trump Organization deals were active. Inheritance and earnings. Ivanka's wealth stemmed significantly from her earnings and stock in the family business. While Donald Trump's estate planning details are private, it is widely believed that Ivanka stood to benefit from any large-scale inheritance tied to her father's extensive assets, which included hotels, golf courses, and licensing deals worldwide. She also gained from prenuptial arrangements and shared assets with Jared Kushner, whose family owns Kushner Companies, a substantial real estate empire valued in billions. Notable wealth and asset transfers. While Ivanka's wealth was partially inherited, much of her financial stature was also earned through strategic positioning within the Trump business and entrepreneurial efforts. The intricate financial ties between her earnings, joint ventures with her husband, and trust funds managed for their children added to the complexity of her wealth portfolio. Her net worth was diversified not just in tangible properties but in stocks, luxury brands, and stakes in tech companies. Even without an overt financial inheritance from Donald Trump, her status as a business mogul and public figure helped solidify her substantial independent wealth. Key locations: New York City, Trump-branded buildings and upscale apartment complexes. Washington, D.C., property linked to her White House tenure. Miami, Florida, post-government high-profile estate in exclusive communities. Bedminster, New Jersey, links to Trump's family-owned golf course. Ivanka's financial legacy, while connected to her father's name, was bolstered by strategic decisions that expanded her influence into global business and policy realms.